Hey, it's Olivia. I decided to do my passion research project on the use of TikTok as an educational tool. So, I've personally seen a lot of educational content on TikTok, ranging from everything from foraging for food to biology and animals to addressing inequality. So, I wanted to take a deeper dive into how TikTok is currently being leveraged as an educational tool, as well as how it might be in the future. Since this is a topic I could probably discuss for hours, I spend a lot of time on TikTok. I'm really into it. I decided to keep the research in scope by dividing it into several different topics and questions. First, I took a look at how TikTok is currently being used for education, and I researched some ideas for how it could further be used by educators. I also explored opportunities for marketing educational institutions and nonprofits via TikTok. Lastly, I looked into why some people might be hesitant to use TikTok for education, and so I looked at some ways creators can ensure their content is more trusted, as well as ways TikTok users can learn how to critically consume educational content on TikTok. I concluded that TikTok certainly can be used for educational purposes and for other serious purposes. It reminds us that education can and should be both fun and serious at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. As we all know, TikTok is one of the fastest growing social media platforms out there. It was the most downloaded app of 2021 and had over 1 billion monthly active users as of March 2022. It's predicted to reach 1.5 billion users by the end of 2022. TikTok as a platform is already a hub of educational content thanks to its easy to digest short video format that provides a learning experience that's enhanced by visual and audio learning. TikTok has aimed to promote itself as an educational hub in the past. In 2020, TikTok formed the $50 million Creative Learning Fund to, quote, support creators with the production of learning content, provide resources for learners, and to introduce emerging teachers to the TikTok platform, end quote. As part of this initiative, TikTok, quote, partnered with over 800 public figures, media publishers, educational institutions, and real-world professional experts to bring learning material to TikTok, end quote. This was part of their response to the pandemic when traditional education had to mostly become virtual. TikTok also launched the hashtag #LearnOnTikTok at this time. I spent a bit of time exploring this hashtag in 2022, and the results that I found were mixed. I did find educational content, including a video where someone shared an actual dissection showing all the internal organs of the human body from the tongue down. It was pretty gross. I couldn't watch it all, but it was definitely educational. Um, I have also come across a lot of stuff that I would more categorize as life hacks than what you think of as traditional education, but it is teaching something. And you always come across some nonsense as well, but it's pretty easy to spot. Regardless of the hashtag, education as we know it is changing. According to Fanbyte, which is a social media and influencer marketing agency in the UK, 75% of students said they wanted to continue virtual learning even after the pandemic. Students can use TikTok to better engage with their school community and to make learning fun. Tech Learning listed several creative ways that TikTok can be leveraged by teachers, especially when it comes to remote learning. One way was that students can become micro-influencers in their school or even district community by sharing updates and promoting school events and extracurriculars or things going on at school, such as science fairs, the school play, sporting events, or even what they learned in class that day. Teachers could also assign students to co-create a final presentation on TikTok that summarizes a research topic in the short video format. Outside of school, teachers can further engage with their students and make learning fun by summarizing a topic or idea and posting about it on TikTok. They could also reach a much wider audience than just their students that way. TikTok has a really great ability to target people based on their very niche interests. So anyone who's interested in the topic would be able to find it. Students could also be asked to stitch TikToks to compare and contrast ideas. According to FanBytes and e-learning infographics, microlearning is 17% more effective than traditional longer format courses, and Gen Z prefers it. One last method that I really liked was to have students watch a TikTok video and then do more research and either confirm it or debunk it. They could even respond with their own video doing so. I think this is a really great way to teach students to think critically around social media and how important it is to verify information, which is growing more and more important for everyone. I found out that teachers are also using TikTok to connect with each other. According to board teachers, TikTok can be a place for educational professionals to connect not only with their students, but also with their colleagues and peers. It's a way to connect with other educators and network, and to just talk to people who can understand the ups and downs of teaching. Teachers could share their own tips and tricks for classroom management, how to get cheap supplies, I've seen a lot of that, or they can just have fun together. There are actually a few teachers I follow on TikTok because their content's super funny, such as Mr. William Spreck and Leigh McNasty. If it's funny to me, I'm sure it's even more funny and actually meaningful to other teachers who can relate to it. So universities. Many universities are also leveraging TikTok to reach their ideal target Gen Z audience, including Northeastern. According to Convince and Convert, TikTok is a great platform to showcase campus for those who can't tour in person, to spotlight the achievements of your current students and your alumni, to highlight athletics, or to share what a day in the life might be at your university. I spent some time poking around the TikTok accounts of my alma mater, which is BU, and my soon-to-be alma mater, Northeastern. It was pretty funny if you've heard about their rivalry. That's kind of all in good fun. I remembered in undergrad we used to poke fun at each other on Facebook, and it seems now we're doing that on TikTok, so that was pretty great. I've linked both of their accounts on the pictures of the Husky and the Terrier. So if you want to check them out, you can click the links in my presentation. But this was just a cool way to show that universities can use TikTok to sort of showcase their own flavor and culture and sort of the things about their university that make them unique. I feel like we're really just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to using TikTok for education. Quote, every department, institution, college, school, and office is creating content, so why not atomize that content and use it for TikTok? End quote, asks Convince and Convert. When we think about it, education is kind of just another form of content sharing. Some will argue that TikTok has become more of a search engine than Google, with the bonus of visual and audio stimulation to supplement whatever you're looking up. Indeed, TikTok did get more traffic than Google in 2021, according to Business Insider. So there's a huge opportunity here for educators and educational institutions on TikTok. According to FanByte, TikTok presents a, quote, golden opportunity, end quote, because it, quote, allows brands to reach a self-selecting audience, end quote, with the use of its highly secretive and complex algorithm. We've talked in class about how this algorithm kind of feels like it knows what you're thinking, but it really tracks people's niche interests by understanding what they're watching all the way through and how long they linger over a video. But it's really, really good, more than any other social media, at least in my personal experience, at figuring out what you like. So if you have if you have a very specific interest in learning about something, you can probably find it and learn about it on TikTok. And learning on TikTok isn't just limited to professional educators. Nonprofits can similarly use it as a means to teach their target audience about their cause and how to get involved. According to Classy Blog, which is the blog for a nonprofit marketing service, quote, how-tos and educational videos are where your nonprofit can make an entrance and develop a strategy, end quote. Activists and politicians can use TikTok similarly to highlight the issues that they're focusing on. However, this could be a slippery slope if it's not monitored properly or if users aren't taught to think critically about claims they hear made on social media. You really need to be thinking about who's making the claim and why, and also fact-checking things. According to YouTuber Bick Walker, Having a clear hook and engaging with the audience to make learning fun are ways that educators can use TikTok to their advantage. I also added establishing credibility here because it seems that one of the key hurdles for learning on TikTok is trust in the educational content, which we'll get to in the next slide. So obviously the immediate thought that comes to mind when using social media for anything serious is, can I trust what I see on social media? We've all heard stories of misinformation being rife on social media. I actually decided to do my own research and poll my Instagram followers to see if they trust the information that they see on TikTok. And to my surprise, many fell right in the middle. They weren't sure if they could trust it or not. I expected a lot more to end up in the don't trust camp, but I actually got 0% of the votes. Obviously, note that the sample was not entirely representative because my Instagram following is mainly my friends and family. So while trust is still being worked on, TikTok isn't immediately discredited as an educational resource. I think it really depends on where the information is coming from and being able to fact check it. You can see that even a good chunk of people voted that they definitely or mostly believe the content that they see on TikTok. When I searched for educational TikTok compilations on YouTube, the results I found ranged from interesting ways to do math, like little tips and tricks, to stuff that did feel like complete nonsense. But the nonsense was pretty easy to spot. The tricky part was the stuff that might have been factual probably needed to be verified. Which goes back to my point that it's incredibly important to fact check information found on social media and to understand who's creating it and what their motivation might be. However, there are ways to become more credible on TikTok. Information from verified accounts, the ones with the little blue check marks, and well-known names is more likely to be trustworthy. For example, Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson are both active in creating and promoting educational materials on TikTok, and their accounts are verified. Another way that I find creators establishing credibility is to explain a bit about who they are and their background at the start of the video. This can also be a really great way to add a hook for people who are interested in your topic. So you could say something like, I'm Susan and I'm a PhD student studying astrophysics at the University of Arizona, and here's what you need to know about black holes as the opening to your video. Simple introductions like that could help establish credibility from the start. Lastly, I think educational TikTok could also provide a great opportunity for learners of all types to learn how to better think critically about and engage with social media. It has the ability to stitch or duet other users, which is to begin your video with a short clip of someone else's video, or to split screen your video with them. And this is a prime opportunity for users to fact check each other, so long as it's done in a way that isn't harmful or hateful. I also, again, I really love the idea from tech learning of teachers having their learners react to TikTok videos, then find out more on their own to prove or disprove that point, and to use TikTok for comparing ideas. So in conclusion, I think TikTok can definitely be used for education and not just traditional education. It can be used for everything from a high school math teacher showing easy to remember tricks to their students, to a kindergarten teacher sharing tips to their peers, to a PhD student sharing some of their research. It can even be used for nonprofits and activists to share information about their cause and encourage folks to get involved using a call to action. It can be used by universities and other educational institutions for marketing. After establishing credibility, educators, whether they're teachers, professors, students, industry thought leaders, or nonprofits, can use TikTok to make learning and education fun and to reach their ideal audience, the people who are interested in and passionate about whatever their niche subject may be. TikTok can be a great way for educational institutions to pique the interest of prospective students and parents as well. So there are so many educational videos on TikTok that I wanted to share some of the TikTok accounts that I love. These are just the ones that came to the top of my mind. There's probably a million more, and I can definitely give you more recommendations. And there's a ton of content out there about using TikTok as an educational resource. So I'd encourage you to check out some of my sources, which are at the end of this video. So thank you so much for listening.